We're learning more today about Manhattan District Attorney Cy Vance and the criminal charges he may be considering against Donald Trump and his business empire. Former prosecutors and defense attorneys tell Politico that Vance could bring charges under a New York law known as Little RICO that resembles a federal racketeering statute. The law carries the potential for severe penalties that, quote, can be applied to money-making businesses alleged to have repeatedly engaged in criminal activity as a way to boost their bottom line. It can carry a prison term of up to 25 years. At this point, no charges have been filed against Trump, the Trump Organization, or any current Trump org officials. And a spokesman for Vance's office declined to comment to Politico on whether prosecutors are considering charges under the corruption law. Let's bring into our conversation Harry Litman, former U.S. Attorney and former Deputy Assistant Attorney General. Harry, this morning when we talked about the story, I said, I need Harry Litman to take me to school, explain what a RICO prosecution looks like, what kind of evidence it needs to muster, and what does Little RICO mean?
Okay, Little RICO just means it's New York's version of Big RICO, which is the feds. What's it look like? It looks like the focus is really the enterprise, that the Trump Organization is sort of rotten to its core. If you hear the sort of accounts of Jennifer Weisselberg, Michael Cohen, Mary Trump, they all say it's not just Trump isolated crimes. It's not just Weisselberg. It was a way of doing business, an MO that was corrupt. That's how they did things there, and that makes for a corrupt enterprise, and that's why they're considering it, which, by the way, would be no surprise to anyone who knows the New York law.
Well, and it would be no surprise to anyone who's sort of casually aligned with Trump, who describes how he rolled in his family office. I mean, what do you think when you hear this theory of a potential prosecution under Little RICO?
I think, yep, this is what we've heard. This is the way he does things. It's not isolated crimes. RICO is about, Little RICO, the sort of taking over of a regular business and making it dirty. It could be the mafia, but they've done it for construction companies or unions. And that's the account we've heard from insiders of the Trump Organization. They took this regular business and made a way of doing business of valuation, fraud, all kinds of things like that. That's why the focus would be on the business. And doing it, not only bigger penalties, but also a lot of evidentiary ease. You get more stuff in. You make the vantage point, the depth of field here, if you will, be the enterprise, which really fits what we've heard, at least from the main critics of the Trump Organization who saw it from the inside.
And would it include, or could it ensnare Donald Trump himself, Harry?
It could, but it needn't. So it has to be pretty high up, but Weisselberg is high enough. Theoretically, you could have this prosecution with only Weisselberg, but yes, it naturally follows. It's the same kind of pressure on Trump. It's just with a bigger frame and the possibility of higher penalties and more evidence. So it wouldn't have to go to Trump. It would be enough, but it easily could. And of course, that's what everyone's told us, the Michael Cohens, the Jennifer Weisselbergs, the Mary Trump. It all does go to Trump. He's the very continuity of purpose. That's the legal term that they look for.
And we've certainly heard him described as involved in all the minutiae. Harry Litman, it's an unbelievable turn of events if that's where this is heading. Thank you for spending some time with us to make us smarter about it.